Hey everybody, Eric Worre here. How you doing? Listen, I'm going 3 minutes early just because I don't trust Australia's internet service. So if you're getting a good signal, let me know that you're getting a good signal. I'm sitting outside, so I'm hoping the Wi-Fi works well. And I'm also hoping that it's supposed to be a windy day here. I'm in Brisbane, Australia. It's supposed to be a windy day, so I'm hoping that the wind doesn't disrupt our conversation. So I'm getting set up so I can watch this also on my laptop for questions, all that kind of stuff. Good to see you. Hope you're all amazing. Hope you're having a spectacular day. I'm really excited about today. We're going to be talking about kind of recapping where we've been up until now in the 20 and 30 process. I'm going to help you with some mindset issues because if you started your 20 and 30, you're dealing with some mindset challenges. If you have not started with your 20 and 30, you're dealing with some mindset challenges. Maybe you're preparing, maybe you're setting up for it, maybe you want to learn the whole process first and then go put it into action in your life and in your business. So in any of those cases, that's all fantastic. I love you where you are, wherever you are. So I just want to make sure everybody gets on, and I want to make sure the signal's good, and we're going to start right at the top of the hour. I'm going to be answering some questions, but I can't do it by phone here. I'm in Australia. So I'll be looking for comments in order to be able to, pick some of those out and answer some questions. So we got here to Brisbane, Australia yesterday. Yesterday morning, we checked into our hotel. We're speaking at a conference in Brisbane, in the city, tomorrow and Sunday. Then we fly back to the U.S. on Monday. But in the meantime, we went down to the Gold Coast and we checked into the Versace Hotel. That's where I'm at right now. The Versace Hotel. Cool place. Great pool. Nice vibe. Nice rooms. If you're ever in the area, you should check it out. Some of you are in the area. Some of you found out I was here and came over to find me by the pool, which is great. It's always fun. And there's actually another little training event that's happening here for a network marketing company. So I might sneak into that event and say hi to them. I guess there's like 80 people here at the hotel. So yeah, just gonna be hanging out at the pool. So now listen, by now we've started this process of at least learning how to involve 20 people in 30 days, at least learning the process. Some of you, if you've started the process, put started in your comments. If you are preparing, put preparing in the comments. And if you're not sure, go ahead and put not sure in the comments. Any one of those is okay. But I'm curious. I'm curious how many of you have taken the information that we've talked about in the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and started to implement that already. I'm very curious on that. Yeah, snow. There's so much snow. Side note, everywhere in the United States, including, I guess, Vegas. We got a warning on our phone today that school might be compromised in Las Vegas due to 1 or 2 inches of snow. It's hilarious. So we find ourselves in Australia where it's going to be 85 and sunny today. Anyway, so started, preparing, or to be determined is what I'm looking for in the comments. Started, cool. Launched, cool, fantastic. Preparing, cool. All that stuff's great. Don't feel bad if you haven't started. That's my first message. Don't feel bad if you haven't started. It takes a little mental preparation in order to be able to get there. So Some of you have started and fizzled. Some of you have started and are struggling. Some of you have started and having more results than you ever have. This is a high bar, and we're going to talk about that today. But let me start this conversation today with a conversation about fitting in that you need to hear, because when we grow up, and mostly in school, one of the highest priorities is fitting in to the cool crowd, not being the weirdo, not being an outsider, being included in the community. That's really, really important as a young person growing up. That's social currency. Really a big deal. And in formal jobs, it's also important that you fit in. But that changes. When you start a career as an entrepreneur, fitting in actually isn't rewarded anymore, or the need for social acceptance is not rewarded. It's actually punished. If you are somebody who craves the approval of everyone, if you're somebody who's craving the approval of the world, then you are the world's slave. You are the world's servant. The world can affect your happiness, can affect your productivity, can affect your growth, can affect your wealth. If you're craving people to understand you and accept you and respect you, there's only so far you can go. Now, for me, this was a big change, because I grew up a people pleaser, wanting to fit in, desperately wanting to fit in. And then I joined network marketing. Now, understand, I had 18 jobs before I joined network marketing. I was 22 years old. I had no college education to speak of. One semester, 2.3 GPA in high school. And when I joined network marketing, I was desperate. I joined out of desperation. I needed to create something, because what I was doing wasn't working. My game plan, my strategy was not working the way I wanted it to. So immediately upon joining network marketing, my social acceptance actually went down. But because people were judging me, people were laughing at me, people were giving me a hard time, people were rejecting me. At least that was my internalization of the process. And the best thing that happened for me is I didn't have much social esteem anyway. People weren't thinking that highly of me, so I didn't have much to lose. So I'm just like, well, they're not paying my bills. I got to do something. I got to make something happen. So I'm just going to do it, regardless of their approval. And an interesting thing happened for me is I started to embrace the fact that I was different versus hating the fact that I was different. I'll talk about something that I have rarely talked about, because I was kind of, at least in my mind, treated different from others my whole upbringing. When I grew up, my younger years, up until 9 years old, I lived in Detroit, Michigan, and I was the only Gentile in my class, in my community. It was lived kind of like a Jewish neighborhood. And because of that, everybody was different. They had different holidays. They looked at me different. They weren't sure if they wanted me to invite them over to, play at the house, and all kinds of different stuff happened through that. And I kind of felt like an outsider. And then we moved to Minnesota, and my dad started a church camp out in the woods in Minnesota. And everybody in the town, this small town, basically, you know how small towns are. They came to the conclusion that it was a bunch of religious fanatics. So because of that, I was treated pretty rough from the kids in school because of that thing. I couldn't wait to get to the big city, all that stuff. I struggled inside of that. And then I moved to the big city, and for whatever reason, there's a bunch of new kids that came into the school that I went to in my high school. And like 12 new kids at the same time. And the meme that appeared in the school was that this group was a bunch of like police informants. They were narcs. They're there to, report on other people using drugs, etc. in the school. So for that whole experience, and I kind of like, again, here I am. I'm trying to get a start, and I can't get a start, and it's so annoying and so frustrating. And so I never fit in there either. I never fit in any kind of upbringing type of structure. I didn't fit in work. I didn't fit in all this stuff. And I joined network marketing, and like here we go again, right? So what happened for me is I didn't have much to lose, and I was just ready to go. And then I started to change the way I looked at the world. I started to embrace the fact that I was different. I started to embrace the fact that I was seeing things other people couldn't see. I started to embrace the fact that I didn't need to fit into other people's worlds. I started to embrace the fact that I was uncommon and I was unreasonable in my expectations for what I wanted in my life. I started to embrace all of this stuff. And here's what I promise you will happen when you do embrace it, because some of you are engaging in this process right now and you're getting some resistance. You're having some family pressure. You're having some friend pressure. You're having some peer pressure. You're having some people give you a hard time and push you to stop doing whatever it is that you're doing. And my promise to you is this: if you will hold your resolve that you found a better way, whether or not they recognize it, whether or not they approve it, whether or not they join, whether or not they support, once you embrace it, and the fact that they choose not to do something inside of this business is actually a reminder that you're on a better path, that you're on a better journey than they're on. It takes something for you to be strong in the face of this not being normal. That's what entrepreneurs do. Like that commercial from Apple. We're the crazy ones. We're the misfits. We're the outcasts. We're the round pegs in square holes. We're the unreasonable. We're the entrepreneurs who change the world. That's what we are. And other people's approval is not required. Matter of fact, the lack of other people's approval should be expected. If everyone is approving of you, you're probably going in the wrong direction. Did you hear what I just said? If everyone is approving of you, you're probably playing too small. You need to learn to play bigger. You need to learn to get out of your own way. You need to learn to let go of the approval of others. That's where you need to go if you want to be able to change your circumstance. So, in 20 and 30, this is, for many of you, what will be one of the hardest things you've ever done, because it's going to push against your conformity buttons in every single possible direction. And if you haven't watched the other versions or the other episodes of this training, you can find them on the page. If you look to units, the units tab on the GoPro Academy page, you'll see all of these trainings in there that you can watch anytime that you want, and as many times as you want. Okay, so all of that said, mindset, let you know that you're on track. And the other thing that I got to tell you is, once you decide to be unreasonable, once you decide to play bigger, once you decide to let go of the opinions of others, you will find another community of people just like you. And maybe for the first time in your life, you'll fit in. You'll find your tribe. You'll find your people. That's what I want this community to be for you, is that you find your people, the people who think like you, the people who want to play bigger, the people who want to go stronger. You'll find your people. And those people will be your extended family. Those people will push you to go bigger. Those people will support you. Those people will encourage you. Those people will kick you in the ass from time to time. Those people are the ones that are going to make the difference. So you've got to walk away from average if you want to have more than average. Okay? So I say all that in love. I say all that in with the spirit of encouragement, because I went through this process over the course of my life, and the big change is changing how you look at the approval and opinions of others. Be careful who you allow to influence your actions. Okay, now let's talk about 2030. I want to kind of recap where we've gone. We talk about the importance of 20 and 30, right? We talk about what it will do to change your life, bringing in 20 people in 30 days. It'll absolutely change your life. We've talked about preparing, clearing the decks, getting rid of distractions, setting your time schedule, putting all those different things together. And we've talked about warming up your list. If you haven't done that, I'd encourage you to do that. Just warm up your list. Just start connecting with people and build relationships. It doesn't all have to be transactional at that moment. Build relationship, and the transactional will happen naturally. Don't worry about that. And we talked about pre-launch, the Whisper campaign. Just saying, hey, I'm about to do something amazing. Hey, I'm about to do something special. If you've ever thought about maybe taking a look at this, now would be a good time, because I'm going to really crush this. And when I thought about people I'd love to do this with, I thought about you. And I'm not saying you have to do it, but if you did, I would love that, and we could do something cool together. So all of that, and maybe you've started. I don't know if you've started or not, but maybe you have. Maybe you've started in your 20 and 30, and you face some resistance. Some advice for you. One is, don't stop. Don't stop in the face of resistance. Don't stop because you're reaching out to people and nobody's responding. Don't stop because you're meeting with people and they're not joining. Don't stop in the face of those things. You need to, instead of stopping, you need to adjust. You need to adjust your approach. You need to adjust your language. You need to adjust your your scripts. You need to adjust your presentation. You need to adjust your style, okay? Don't stop, adjust, adjust, adjust. So you might know my trainers, or Marina and my trainers, Sami and Mandy. They're helping us get in better shape, and we're giving them some coaching on how to do their 20 and 30, which they just started last week. And Mandy's sponsored 6, I believe, and Sami has sponsored 2. So their company, their upline is freaking out. They've sponsored 8 people between the 2 of them. But Sami was not having the results, and they got some competition going between the 2 of them. Sami was not having the results that he was wanting, and by doing, and I asked him, I said, so what are you doing? Tell me what you're doing. He said, well, I'm trying to schedule all these Zooms. I'm trying to schedule all these, Skype calls or FaceTime, and I'm just not having the results that I want. I sponsored one person. This was, as of 2 days ago. I sponsored one person in 7 days, and I'm just like, I'm exhausted staring at the screen all day. So my advice to him 2 days ago before we flew here was, Sami, listen, technology is great, but it needs to be a secondary to face-to-face. In other words, it's a last resort. If face-to-face can't happen for some reason, you're too far away from each other, or the schedules just don't work, then technology is fine. But it will never replace face-to-face. Face-to-face changes relationships. Face-to-face changes things. So I encouraged him. I said, look, I want you to get directly to scheduling people face-to-face and less on technology. In other words, don't stop, adjust. And he had one presentation yesterday face-to-face and signed that person up. I don't know if he had others yesterday. He could probably comment because I know he's watching. But I told him, if you picked one day at a Starbucks and you booked appointments every half an hour for the entire day for 12 hours, that would be 24 appointments. You're going to sponsor 5 or 6 that day before the day is done, face-to-face. Now, using technology, it's easy to blow it off. It's easy to it's like, hi, let's talk on this Zoom, and here's my pitch. Now, it might work for you. I'm not saying it doesn't work for you. I'm not saying it won't work for you. What I'm saying is, if whatever you're doing isn't working, adjust. Make adjustments. Make tweaks, enhancements. If nobody's responding to your message that you're sending to people using texting or some messenger platform, some direct message, what you're saying is turning them off. Change, adjust, adapt, figure out a way to get better, right? Don't expect that one size is going to fit all. Don't expect that one approach is going to work for everyone. Don't expect that the first time that you try something that it's going to be perfect. Adjust. Plan to review every day. Adjust. So do your presentation. How did that work? Did it work good? Did it work bad? Okay, adjust. Send this message. Did I get a response? Did I not get a response? Okay, adjust. Make adjustments necessary, but don't stop. Keep going, even in the face of no results. And this is the same advice that Sami and Mandy are giving me with my fitness. So I'm working out practically every day. I'm eating healthier than I have in a long time. And I'm not losing very much weight. Now my body's changing. My structure's changing. I'm sure my fat content inside my body's changing. My chest is bigger, my shoulders are bigger, my arms are bigger, my legs are bigger, my waist is smaller. All of that's true, but I'm not losing the weight. I really want to get under 200 pounds. And what they're telling me is the same thing I'm telling you. They're just saying, trust the process, just keep going. Adjust things if they don't work, but don't stop. The average people just stop in the face of a little bit of adversity. Just don't do it, okay? All right. So now let's talk about I want to talk a little bit about follow-up and questions and objections. Now, there's a course that you can go watch inside of your masterclass library called Mastering Objections, but I want to give you some basic stuff when it comes to follow-up. Your job, first of all, is to start conversations with as many people as possible with the goal of educating those people to the point that they understand what you have. I'll say that again. Your job is to start conversations with as many people as possible in order to educate them about your product and opportunity to the point that they understand it and can make an educated decision. Okay? That's your job. Now, follow-up and questions and objections is just keeping the conversation going. What you need to do is keep the conversation going. Once you start the conversation, keep it going. The only reason for an exposure with somebody is education, number one, and number two, to schedule the next exposure. Your job is to keep that conversation going. So you have a conversation with somebody and they say, well, I want to try the products. Well, then you schedule that and then you move forward to follow up after they've tried the products. Oh, I want to do some research. You give them some links to research and you schedule a time to follow up after those links. Oh, I whatever objection that they throw up. I need to know more about the company. Well, you give them tools or resources to be able to learn more about the company and you follow up. I want to talk with my spouse. You give them time to talk to their spouse and then you schedule a time to follow up. Keep the conversation going. I want you to think of yourself more as a consultant than a recruiter. You're here to consult with a person who has a need. They might have a need for your product. They might have a need for your opportunity. You're here to consult with them and see if there's a fit between them and the opportunity that you could connect them with. If there's a fit, you're going to connect them to that company, to that opportunity, to that product in order to solve a need. In the meantime, you just need to keep the conversation going long enough until they see that this might be a solution for the need. And I don't want you to make this bigger than it is. For most of you, this is a $100 decision. This is a $200 decision. It's a $300 decision. I mean, maybe it's a $1,000 decision. This is not make or break, okay? It's just not make or break. You're there to help a person find a vehicle to improve their life. Think of yourself as a consultant. Ask lots of questions, help them understand, help them become educated, and connect them to the opportunity if there's a fit for them. So also as a consultant, you might already know in your heart that this is a solution for them. They don't know that yet. They've seen too many American Greed episodes. They've seen too many ads and too many stories of people, feeling like a sucker. They don't want to look at themselves as a sucker, as somebody who just bought in on this thing and it wasn't really a real thing. So your job, keep the conversation going long enough to build the credibility, build the trust, build the rapport, so they can understand fully what it is that you have. If they truly understood the power of network marketing, if they truly understood the power of your product or service, if they truly understood the leveraged income from your compensation plan, they would do whatever it took to get involved. So my posture when I'm talking to somebody is I have the gift. I have the gift. And I'm going to have compassion, a key word, I'm going to have compassion for them even if they're blind right now to the opportunity that I have. Even if they're blind to the gift. If I'm trying to save a drowning person and they're attacking me while I'm trying to save that drowning person, I'm not going to walk away from that drowning person. I'm going to have compassion, help them through their fear, and help them to shore. That's my mindset, is person's all puffy and all proud and all arrogant. what that tells me is that person's insecure, and they're exhibiting their insecurity by puffing themselves up like a puffer fish. So I see past that. I see the little kid in everybody that I talk to. I see the 9-year-old that wants to be accepted. I don't see the superstar that I'm not worthy to talk to them. I see the person that maybe is hurting and doesn't know that they're hurting. I have the gift, I have compassion for them, and I'm willing to be patient to let that puffed up part of them, the arrogant acting part of them, or whatever it is, let that settle down, because they realize I'm just a person trying to help, not a person trying to take advantage of them. So posture's really, really big in how you manage this, okay? So start the conversation, education and understanding, keep the conversation. And Sarah mentioned, I have a difficult time doing this when I'm not successful yet. Your success is not relevant. Your journey is not relevant. I understand the fear of this, but if you're a consultant and you have a gift, even if you're just figuring it out yourself, if you have a gift, you can tell that person, look, I'm just doing it too. I feel like I can connect you to this thing that I found. Maybe we could do it together. Maybe we can grow it together. Maybe you can grow faster than me. If you ask me how much have I made right now, the answer is I don't know how much I've made right now, because all the conversations are going to keep paying me for the next 20 or 30 years. So the number could be huge. It's small today, like any entrepreneurial venture, but the long-term tail of this is huge. So in following up with this, your posture is a big deal. In following up with this, having compassion is really important, seeing past the image that a person is throwing out. And if you're still waiting for your book, just hang in there. Hang in there. We've had to send out a lot of books. Hang in there on the book, because you're seeing people posting them all over the place. You certainly can contact our office on the book and find out if yours has been sent, but be patient, especially if you're international. If you're international, be patient. It'll get there. If you're domestic, it'll still get there. It was a lot we had to get through. All right. So follow up. Now, questions and objections. I'm gonna push you towards the Mastering Objections course, and you can find that in your masterclass library. That's a course that's available to you for free as a member here inside of GoPro Academy. And that's going to help you with objections. If you're getting people say, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I'm not sure I'm a salesperson, I don't like network marketing, I hate network marketing, whatever it happens to be, that course will help you with questions and objections, okay? So I want you to be thinking now in terms of adjusting behavior, follow up, and keeping the conversation going. If a person no-shows you for an appointment, schedule the next one. If a person, you're trying to reach out to set up an appointment and you haven't been able to do that, follow up. You have the gift. They're the drowning person. Out of your insecurity, don't walk away from somebody that needs what you have. Okay? Be persistent, but if you do it in a way that's annoying and runs people off, well then adjust. Adjust, get better, get stronger. Figure out a stronger way in order to be able to do what is necessary to do. You got your book and did a live acting like a crazy person. I love that. All of you that are engaged in these different like contests and stuff that we're doing. You know what the contests are for? We want to give you away some stuff, but you know what they're for? These little live contests that we're doing inside of the GoPro Academy. We do that to push you outside of your comfort zone. We do that to get you to do something you normally wouldn't do. And taking that step is a big step. Every step is a big step. Every step is important. So, and before I kind of wrap up, couple things. First of all, I'm really, really, really proud of all of you that are part of this community, that you're facing your fears, you're stepping out, you're doing something uncomfortable, you're learning some new skills, you're committed to your growth. You're committed to your change. You're believing, you're having the faith to see something in the future as better before it's actually better. You're doing this without seeing the big returns right now. You're being real entrepreneurs, okay? I'm proud of you for that. I'm proud of this community and how it's helping each other and how you're commenting on each other's questions and posts and how you're interacting with each other. I think it's so cool what you're doing. So thank you for that. And I also got to tell you, the month of March, I have some things planned for you that are going to be so spectacular, so crazy, so awesome. 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, we're going to finish this course. Next week, we're going to talk about closing, how to help a person make a decision. And then the final week of the 20 and 30, we're going to talk about how to get a new person started and get them moving in your 20 and 30. In the meantime, as you're bringing people in, just give them assignments in the meantime while you're bringing in the rest of your 20 and 30, okay? Give them assignments in the meantime. Keep them occupied in the meantime. And adjust even with that, okay? So, but 3 weeks from now, we're gonna start a social media series of trainings. Social media series of trainings. And we're gonna start by doing a social media brand and profile makeover. We're going to teach every single one of you how to maximize your profile on social media. Everything from your profile picture to your cover photo to your bio to the information about you to your posts and your page and the brand of you. Everything about that we're going to be covering in 3 weeks. It's going to be awesome. As soon as the 20 and 30 course is over, I'm bringing in my buddy Fraser Brooks. Fraser's really smart when it comes to social media. He's going to be joining me on that course, how to do this makeover, how to do this total tune-up when it comes to your social media presence. If Fraser and I just decided we were going to do this course, just this course, and we were going to sell it to the world, we could sell that course for $300 all day long. If we just did a live webinar, we could sell a social media profile makeover, tune-up for $300 and have thousands and thousands of people that would join that. But we're not going to do that. It's not going to be available to the public at all. It's only going to be available to the people inside of GoPro Academy. So that's coming up real soon. So on the 20 and 30, if you're doing it, keep going. If you're preparing, pick the date and launch. If you're not ready yet, just go through this training, because we're going to be covering the whole kind of range of things during this 6 weeks, and use that to emotionally step a little bit closer to a big breakthrough in your business. Progress is perfection. You don't have to have it all figured out in one moment. Progress is perfection. Keep getting a little bit better. And I got to tell you this. Give me 1 year. 1 year. You and me, the community, the courses, and the weekly training. Give me 1 year. And let me help you, and this community help you have the breakthrough that you deserve, okay? You can't get there in a minute. Can't get there, in a week. But in a year, we can get serious traction. I asked my trainer, Sami, I said, so if I work out like you, can I have your body? And he's like a Greek god, right? His body's ridiculous. Can I have your body in a short period of time? He said, well, can I have your wealth in a short period of time? I'm like, well, okay. Touche, well done. But here's what I will tell you. Can you be a millionaire in a year? Probably not. Can you be financially free in a year? Probably not. But can you have progress? Can you have substantial growth? Can you create more money? Can you create more freedom? Can you create more income over the course of this year? More independence, more confidence, right? Can you have that in the next year? The answer is yes. Can I help you with a breakthrough that puts you on a path with a treasure map that really works? The answer is yes. I might not be able to get you there in a month, but here's what I hope for some of you that have been involved with us for a couple, 2-3 weeks now, is that you're already like, well, this was a lot of value. What's going to happen if I keep going? What's going to happen if I don't sabotage my success? What's going to happen if I don't quit? What's going to happen if I don't walk away? What's going to happen if I keep listening for 12 months, even if I have phases of growth and phases of distraction? Be here a year from today and commit to the process. Let me work with you. Let's do this together. It's going to be amazing, okay? We're going to hit it hard. It's going to be awesome. Now, do you want to see this this resort real quick before we check out? Let me show you. Got my little thingy here. All right. So this is the Versace. Good morning. I gotta show you the bay over here. It's kind of cool. Oh, it's so beautiful here. And I feel so responsible. Look at that. Right? I feel so responsible waking up at 5 a.m., feeling like a real adult. But really, 5 a.m. is like 11 a.m. back in Vegas. So this is in the Gold Coast of Australia. If you sign up, are you committing to a whole year? No, you're not committing to a whole year. You're committing, you know, your registration thing. You got your free trial or your $1 trial. And after that $1 trial, it's $49 a month. Cancel whenever you feel like it. Whenever you're done building your network marketing business, then cancel. Right? If you're not done, you're committed to your long-term success, then stay involved. All you got to do is just say, can I show you how to, can you get $49 worth of value out of each month? Even if you spent $600 for the year, how much value are you going to get? How many thousands of ideas are you going to get over the course of 12 months in order to be able to improve your life? Can you get $600? You're going to make $600 more money from this or not? Marina and I are going to be hanging out one of these today. Come join us. It'll be fun. So that's the real question. You know, you got to step away from minimum disease and you got to step into, what am I worth? What am I worth? We'll go into huge, crazy debt for a college education that may or may not pay us money. But we won't invest in our own entrepreneurial growth. You know, you just got to decide what you're prepared to do. Decide what you're prepared to do. And let me help you grow. Let me help you do what you need to do. So, yeah. Don't be a tourist in network marketing. Decide you're going to build it big. And this is cool. Look, they got a beach. A beach at the pool. I also got to tell you, if you, right now, enrollment into GoPro Academy is closed. But you can refer a friend into GoPro Academy for a 14-day trial for $1. Get all the courses, try it out, which is networkmarketingpro.com/partner. networkmarketingpro.com/partner. That's for you and your friends in order to be able to refer a friend that should be involved in this community. So whether you're watching live or replay, I love you. I want to see you win. I want to see you succeed. Next week, I'll be back in Las Vegas and sharing more training on closing. Help a person get started. Help a person make a decision to join as a customer or as a distributor, okay? Love you all. Hope you're great. Yeah, all these people in student debt, trade all that for $600 worth of growth over the course of 1 year. And I'm telling you, I got the Fraser thing coming in a couple weeks in March. But I also, on top of that, I have some announcements that are coming in March that are going to blow your mind. I'm bringing so much cool stuff. It's going to be the best. This is like summer camp for network marketing is what this is going to be. All right. I love you all very much. From the Gold Coast in Australia. Peace out.